Welcome back to Wainsider, your destination for deep dive reactions and stories that the mainstream won't dare to tell. Tonight, we bring you an emotional roller coaster, a chapter that blurs the lines between rivalry and brotherhood. The scene begins in silence, with Roman Reigns confined to a hospital room in Paris, following the brutal events of Clash in Paris. The silence of that room is almost louder than any crowd reaction in an arena. Roman has always been the centerpiece, the tribal chief, the one who carries not just the company but the legacy of his family on his back. Yet in this moment, stripped of his power, he is only a man lying in pain. Please like, share and subscribe for more WWE content. And then, a figure enters. Jon Moxley, a man once his brother in arms, his partner in war, a piece of history forever tied to the Shield. This wasn't a scheduled visit. This wasn't planned. This was fate writing itself in real time. Moxley's presence in that hospital created a tension that you could cut with a knife. Two men who built empires together, now separated by choices, philosophies, and years of distance. The Shield's legacy was not just dominance but sacrifice. Each of them gave pieces of their souls to a cause that, at the time, felt bigger than themselves. And yet, those sacrifices left scars, both physical and emotional. For Roman, the pressure to evolve into the tribal chief meant burying parts of his past, including the brotherhood he once cherished. For Moxley, walking away from WWE was both freedom and exile, a painful decision to escape suffocation. In that room, with machines beeping faintly in the background, their history stood between them like an invisible wall. No words were spoken at first. Just eye contact. Just silence. The energy was heavy. You could see in Roman's expression that he understood why Moxley was there, and yet a part of him resented it. Brotherhood is complicated. Love and hate can live in the same breath. And then, halfway into this emotional encounter, the shocking truth revealed itself. Roman wasn't just recovering from a fight in Paris. He had been blindsided after the match in a backstage assault. The doctors confirmed bruised ribs, internal bleeding, and exhaustion. But what mattered most wasn't just the medical report, it was the mystery of who delivered the final blow when Roman was already broken. The whispers backstage pointed to betrayal. Some said it was a hired hand, others speculated it came from within the bloodline itself. The fact that Moxley appeared only fueled more speculation. Did Moxley know something? Was he here as a friend, or as a messenger carrying truth Roman wasn't ready to hear? His presence raised more questions than answers. Roman, weakened but defiant, finally spoke. His words were not of gratitude but suspicion. He asked Moxley why now? Why appear after years of silence, only in his most vulnerable moment? Moxley's response was equally haunting. He told Roman that bloodlines don't only bind, they suffocate. And that sometimes the people closest to you are the ones that push the knife deepest. That single exchange shifted the entire tone of the night. This wasn't about nostalgia. This wasn't about old wounds healing. This was about exposing truths that Roman might not have wanted to face. Backstage, officials whispered that Moxley's presence rattled the bloodline camp. If Roman's empire is already cracking, then Moxley's words could be the hammer that shatters it entirely. Some insiders suggested that Solo Sikoa's rise, Jimmy Uso's doubts, and Paul Heyman's silence have created a storm that Roman cannot control. The hospital room encounter only magnified that instability. In that moment, Roman wasn't the head of the table. He was a man questioning everyone around him. Trust became poison. Love became suspicion. Family became fracture. For fans, the image of Moxley standing over Roman's hospital bed will never be forgotten. It felt like the ghost of the Shield haunting a fallen tribal chief, reminding us that the past always returns. And if the whispers of betrayal prove true, Roman's downfall won't be ridden by rivals but by those he once protected, those who carried his blood and his legacy. Moxley left without answers, only shadows. Roman remained in his hospital bed, but his mind was racing, replaying every handshake, every glance, every word from those around him. This encounter is more than a hospital visit. It's a turning point in WWE's storytelling of family, betrayal, and legacy. The tribal chief myth may never be the same again. For the Shield, for the bloodline, For the WWE Universe, this was not just a meeting of old brothers. It was a reminder that betrayal cuts deepest when it comes from those who once swore loyalty. And so we end tonight's story not with clarity, but with heartbreak. Betrayal, broken trust, and the fragile weight of blood remain the only truths Roman Reigns can hold onto. Because in WWE, family is everything. And in WWE, family is the thing that destroys you most.